Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Rejuvenating text 44, text 45 and text 46 of chapter 13. Dhritarashtra quits home of first canto, creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 44. Yana manya se dhruvam lokam dhruvam va na cho bhayam sarvatha na hi shochaste sneha danyatra mohajat. O king, in all circumstances, whether you consider the soul to be an eternal principle or the material body to be perishable, or everything to exist in the impersonal absolute truth, or everything to be an inexplicable combination of matter and spirit, feelings of separation are due only to illusory affection and nothing more. The actual fact is that every living being is an individual part and parcel of the Supreme Being, and his constitutional position is subordinate cooperative service. Either in his conditional material existence or in his liberated position of full knowledge and eternity, the living entity is eternally under the control of the Supreme Lord. But those who are not conversant with factual knowledge put forward many speculative propositions about the real position of the living entity. It is admitted, however, by all schools of philosophy that the living being is eternal and that the covering body of the five material elements is perishable and temporary. The eternal living entity transmigrates from one material body to another by the law of karma, and material bodies are perishable by their fundamental structures. Therefore, there is nothing to be lamented in the case of the souls being transferred into another body or the material bodies perishing at a certain stage. There are others also who believe in the merging of the spirit soul in the Supreme Spirit when it is uncovered by the material engagement, and there are others also who do not believe in the existence of spirit or soul but believe in tangible matter. In our daily experience, we find so many transformations of matter from one form to another, but we do not lament such changing features. In either of the above cases, the force of divine energy is uncheckable. No one has any hand in it, and thus there is no cause of grief. Text 45. तस्मात् जहयंग वैक्लव्यम ज्ञानकृत मात्मनः कथम त्वनाथाः कृपणा वर्ते रमस्ते च माम विना. Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they who are helpless poor creatures will exist without you. When we think of our kith and kin as being helpless and dependent on us, it is all due to ignorance. Every living creature is allowed all protection by the order of the Supreme Lord in terms of each one's acquired position in the world. The Lord is known as Bhuta, one who gives protection to all living beings. One should discharge his duties only, for no one but the Supreme Lord can give protection to anyone else. This is explained more clearly in the following verse. Text 46. Kala karma gunadhino deho ayam pancha bhautikaha katha manyam stu gopayet sarpagrasto yathaparam. This gross material body made of five elements is already under the control of eternal time, kal, action, karma and the modes of material nature, guna. How then can it, being already in the jaws of the serpent, protect others? The world's movements for freedom through political, economic, social and cultural propaganda can do no benefit to anyone, for they are controlled by superior power. A conditioned living being is under the full control of material nature, represented by eternal time and activities under the dictation of different modes of nature. There are three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion and ignorance. Unless one is situated in the mode of goodness, one cannot see things as they are. The passionate and the ignorant cannot even see things as they are. Therefore, a person who is passionate and ignorant cannot direct his activities on the right path. Only the man in the quality of goodness can help to a certain extent. Most persons are passionate and ignorant, and therefore their plans and projects can hardly do any good to others. Above the modes of nature is eternal time, which is called Kal, because it changes the shape of everything in the material world. Even if we are able to do something temporarily beneficial, time will see that the good project is frustrated in due course of time. The only thing possible to be done is to get rid of eternal time, Kal, which is compared to Kal Sarpa or the cobra snake, whose bite is always lethal. No one can be saved from the bite of a cobra. The best remedy for getting out of the clutches of the cobra like Kal or its its integrity, the modes of nature is Bhakti Yoga as it is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita 14.26. The highest perfectional project of philanthropic activities is to engage everyone in the act of reaching Bhakti Yoga all over the world, because that alone can save the people from the control of Maya or the material nature, represented by Kal, Karma and Guna as described here. The Bhagavad Gita 14.26 confirms this definitely. Hare Krishna.